Hi there, I'm Scott Lowe with Actual Tech Media. I'm here today with Jerry Melnick, who is the president and CEO of Sios. Thanks again for having us.
Thanks for coming by.
So, the self-driving data center. We hear a lot about self-driving things today. Tell us about what the self-driving data center actually means for me as a CIO out there.
Well, so if you think about self-driving, it's really about how do you learn about what's going on in your environment and respond to it. And by learning, it means, over time you get better. Just like a Roomba vacuum cleaner finds the room and learns how to vacuum better, the self-driving car does. Self-driving data center is the same idea. You're learning sort of what the operational environment looks like, and then you're responding to it in an intelligent way. That doesn't mean reacting to everything that comes at you, but it's knowing that the ball actually will curve as it comes by me. I've learned that already.
Right.
So you have to have a much greater understanding of patterns of behavior over time and what's going on to be able to both react to it appropriately or most appropriately and respond effectively. So that's the promise of the self-driving data center.
If you think about that in terms of like a self-driving car, if a self-driving car sees a deer on the side of the road, it doesn't mean it has to slam on the brakes. It means it's got to basically slow down. So it has to understand the environment around it to be able to take an appropriate action that's not too overbearing and potentially damaging to the occupants. Is that sort of like where we're headed with Sios and the self-driving data center, where you'll help us work around things in a way that's not detrimental?
That's exactly right. I mean, if you think about the kinds of things that we work today, how we work today, it's all reactive. And today it's humans reacting to things using very limited information. I mean, the classic tool silos that we work in, the classic organizational silos that we work in, the human beings have to accumulate the information using the tools that they have and then assemble it and drive it. And they're really good because they've learned sort of what happens. So they can actually get good at it over time, but if something changes, they have to learn as well. Where that automation comes in is that it can automatically assemble all that information, understand patterns, and project out itself, and define and understand and direct where it's going to go and what has to happen.
From a staffing and strategic perspective, a self-driving data center could have require a fundamental shift in how we handle and manage and staff IT. We might not need the deep level stuff that we've had before. We could raise the level of that to something more strategic, more business focused. Is that true?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, today we're thinking, people reacting to issues and trying to assemble to figure out what it's all about. Tomorrow, if you have the information and the capabilities in front of you to really kind of take care of looking ahead, you can really be thinking about how am I going to make things better? How am I going to improve this environment? How will I respond to the business and react? If a website needs more capacity at certain periods of time because Christmas is coming and whatnot, how does the system take care of itself, or at least let you know? But it won't just be a machine issue. I mean, obviously, the people we need has to help the machine to learn.
Right.
They have skills and capabilities. So it's a combination of machine intelligence and human intelligence put together in the right way that's going to drive this thing most effectively.
Yeah, that's really interesting because we always hear about, automation is going to take my job, but it's probably just going to change your job. So I think that it seems like the mantra for the typical IT pro that might be focused on a very particular area is you've always got to keep evolving. If you're looking for career advice, which hopefully some people are, it means you just got to basically keep up with things. You can't let yourself get behind.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, the kind of technologies that we're bringing here are really the foundation of what's going to help IT really reach the next level and really do what their peers have been doing 20 years past in finance and in medicine, etc., where they've had data, operational data that they could act on and project, what's my sales going to be next month?
Right.
How do I do material planning? All that sort of things. And in IT, we really haven't had those tools. We're working, somewhat in the Stone Age, if you think about it.
And it's interesting, we see some of the architectural options that are available for the data center today too, including things like hyperconverged infrastructure and cloud and things like that. With the right monitoring and analytics and machine learning behind it and predictive analytics behind it, it can help us more granularly approach those problems too and take sort of a far more economic approach to how we actually manage to deploy the data center beyond just managing it as well, it would seem.
That's right. And to be honest, part of the challenge, though, for us as vendors is to create the analytical systems that are comprised properly so that they can be used as components to solve the problem. There's probably no red button that everybody's going to press, but there's going to be a series of tools that have evolved that can use that data, consume it, and really deliver it in the kinds of pieces that can be integrated to answer questions that are specific for those environments. So,
excellent. Jerry, thank you very much.
Thank you.